Good morning, students. Today I am going to continue with the second family of your fourth unit, diversity of flowering plants. That is the family Brassicaceae. And the classification for Brassicaceae, the Brassicaceae family belongs to class Naik, subclass Polypetalae, series Thalamiflorae, order Paritalis, and family Brassicaceae. So this is the classification for family Brassicaceae. The Brassicaceae family belongs to class Dicotyledonea, subclass Polypetalae, series Thalamiflorae, order Paritalis, and family Brassicaceae. The Brassicaceae is mustard family. It is mustard family, and the reason for classification, why this Brassicaceae is under the class Dicotyledonea. Class Dicotyledonea, all of you can make out the families which fall under the class Dicotyledonea. They are characterized by the two cotyledonous seeds. The seeds are having two cotyledons, right? The seeds with the two cotyledons. All families with seeds with two cotyledons are brought under the class Dicotyledonea. Subclass Polypetalae. Polypetalae because polypetalous nature of the corolla. All the petals are free. The petals which are present in the corolla are free, so that it is called as subclass Polypetalae. Series Thalamiflorae, the distinct thalamus. Thalamus is very much distinct, so that it belongs to series Thalamiflorae. Order is called as Paritalis. This is very special because order, all the families under this order Paritalis, they are characterized by the parietal type of placentation. Parietal placentation is the important feature of all the families which fall under the order Paritalis and the family Brassicaceae. Okay, the Dicotyledonea because the seeds are having two cotyledons. Polypetalae because the corolla is polypetalous in nature. Thalamiflorae, thalamus is very distinct, and apart from this, in addition to this, you can also write one of another character, that is the flowers are hypogynous. Hypogynous flowers. Okay, the thalamus is very distinct and the flowers are always described as hypogynous in nature. Order is called as Paritalis because the placentation in the ovary is parietal and the family is called as the Brassicaceae. Now, the introduction for this Brassicaceae family. The Brassicaceae family is mustard family. This is mustard family, which includes about 375 genera and 3,200 species. Okay, so this is the mustard family, which contains about 375 genera and 3,200 species. Out of this much number of genera and species, only 50 genera and 140 species, 140 species are reported from India. Okay, they are reported from India. So that mustard, all of you know the mustard. And what is the speciality of this mustard? When the mustard is put into hot oil, it cracks. And during the cracking phenomenon, it emits a kind of odor, right? It is having a special kind of odor. The odor of that mustard is due to the presence of sulfur as volatile oil. And that is a very important character of the members which belong to family Brassicaceae. All the plants which are characterized by the presence of sulfurous odor in them, they belong to the family Brassicaceae. It's called as Brassicaceae because most of the plant name begins with the emitted by the decaying vegetables like this radish, null cabbage, cauliflower. When they rot, when you pass by the vegetable shop, you may perceive the smell of that one kind of rotting kind of smell, and that is because of the presence of sulfur as volatile oil in the plant parts. That is a very important character. So whenever the radish vegetable is cooked in somebody's house, the person going nearby on the nearby road, he can perceive the smell of that vegetable, and that kind of smell is very special, and it is very special feature of the family Brassicaceae. So you have seen all these plants. You have seen mustard, radish, null cabbage, cauliflower. So that on that basis you can write the habit of the plants. The habit of all plants which belong to this Brassicaceae family, they are generally annual herbs. Right? This is very important. Most of them are annual plants. Annual plants means the plants complete their life cycle within 1 year. Within 1 year. And it doesn't mean that it is going to take full 12 months. It may complete its life cycle in 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, up to maximum goes up to 12 months. So if the plant completes its life cycle in 12 months or in 1 year, such plants are to be called as the annual plants. So most of the plants which belong to family Brassicaceae, they are herbaceous in nature because they are tiny plants, herbaceous, and they are going to complete their life cycle within 1 year, so that they are the annual herbs. Very rarely the plants are, some plants may be perennials. Annual, or some plants may be biennials. Few plants may be biennials. Biennials means they take 2 years to complete their life cycle. The plants complete its life cycle in 2 years. But it's not the common feature. The common feature is the annual herbaceous plants. The habit of the plants which belong to the family are annual herbs. And you have to add special feature of the members in the habit itself. The plant parts are having the plant parts with pungent odor. Plant parts with pungent odor. Because of the presence of plant parts with pungent odor, because of the presence of sulfur as volatile oil, because all parts of the plant it contains sulfur as volatile oil, so that it emits pungent odor. So that is a very special feature of the members which belong to family Brassicaceae. The next part of study is stem. Sorry, before we go on to stem, let's finish off root first. Begin with the root. Because it is a dicotyledonous plant, the plants are characterized by the taproot system. Okay, the root system is taproot system. Taproot system, and in some plants of this family like radish, the main root is modified for the purpose of storage, because we consume radish as vegetable. Whatever the part we are consuming as a vegetable, the white portion, and that is the main root of the taproot, which is meant for the storage of food, and we use it as a vegetable. So in some plants the root is modified for the purpose of storage. That can be mentioned in the root tag. In case of radish. Okay, the stem. The stem is highly condensed. In almost all plants, stem is highly condensed. Highly condensed. Not well differentiated into characteristic nodes and internodes. It is not elongated stem. The stem is highly condensed the stem suddenly elongates, and we can differentiate clear-cut nodes and internodes in case of mustard plant, and we call the phenomenon as vaulting phenomenon. You might have come across with the plant physiology during the study of hormones there. Sudden elongation of the internode in case of the plants, that phenomenon is called as the vaulting phenomenon. Vaulting is due to the secretion of a specific hormone, and this can be studied or this can be seen very clearly in case of mustard plant. Otherwise, the stem is highly condensed among the members which belong to this family. The next part of study, the leaves of the plants. Leaves are simple. They are simple leaves, petiolate, exstipulate, alternate in nature. If the stem is highly condensed, we see that there is a radical kind of arrangement. The leaves are arranged in radical manner. So you know what is radical and what is a colline arrangement of the leaves. Radical means if all the leaves arise from a common point, and because of the condensed nature of the stem, that arrangement of the leaf is to be called as the radical arrangement. So leaves in most of the members of this Brassicaceae are radical. They are simple, petiolate, exstipulate, rarely alternate in some plants, and the leaf margin is variously lobed, because in Mulangi or in radish, the leaf appears like a violin because the margin is highly lobed in nature, and variously lobed kind of margin is found among the members of this family, and the leaves are characterized by unipostate reticulate venation. Okay, so these are the characteristic features of the leaves, right? After this, let us continue with the inflorescence in the family. Generally, inflorescence. Okay. Generally, the inflorescence is porine or racemose. Mainly, it is racemose type. And racemose means it is an indefinite kind of inflorescence where the axis always continues to grow. It never ends with a floral bud, so that there will be a apical tissue, meristematic tissue at the apex. It continues to grow because there is no bud at the apex of the axis of the inflorescence. So that the inflorescence is mainly racemose. The porine is a type of racemose inflorescence where the axis is of medium height axis is present in porine inflorescence. So that the racemose inflorescence is indefinite inflorescence where the flowers are arranged in acropetal manner. Acropetal arrangement of flowers are seen because acropetal arrangement means older flowers are found at the base and younger flowers are found at the top, and all flowers of this inflorescence, they are generally stalked and bisexual flowers. Stalked and bisexual or unisexual flowers which are arranged in acropetal manner, and the axis always continues to grow because it never ends with a floral bud, so that the inflorescence is called as racemose. And mainly the Brassicaceae family is characterized by racemose inflorescence, and in some cases it is porine, and cauliflower, it is a highly condensed inflorescence of the cauliflower plant, which is edible gobi. It is a highly condensed inflorescence, and that is about the inflorescence of the family. Okay. Now, to continue with the flower, the characters of the flower. Flowers of this family are pedicellate, actinomorphic, ebracteate, bisexual, hypogynous, pedicellate, actinomorphic, ebracteate, bisexual, hypogynous, and tetramerous. Okay. So you search for the meaning in the earlier description. So pedicellate, actinomorphic, ebracteate, bisexual, hypogynous, and tetramerous flowers. This is the characteristic for the flowers. And after this, we have to begin with the calyx. Corolla is made up of 4 petals which are free, polypetalous, and the shape of the corolla is described as polypetalous in nature. Polypetalous corolla having cruciform shape means in this family, you know what is a cruciform shape. There are 4 free clawed petals which are diagonally placed like the arms of a cross, and hence it is called as the cruciform shape. And again, this is also with valvate distribution. Distribution is valvate. The endracium of the family. Endracium, the next part of study. Endracium generally in each flower consists of 6 stamens. Stamen number is 6 and the stamens are free. All 6 stamens are free. Tetradynamous in nature. Okay, check the meaning of tetradynamous word. So there are tetrady, 4 plus 2 condition is observed in the stamens of this family. 4 plus 2, check what is 4 plus 2 there. So the family is characterized by the presence of 6 number of stamens. All the 6 stamens are free and its arrangement is called as tetradynamous. They are free. Anthers 2 side, they are basifixed kind of anthers with longitudinal dehiscence, right? Then to show the characteristic feature of the flowers of this family, if you take LS of the mustard flower or the flower of any plant which belongs to this family, this is LS of the flower. This is how the arrangement of the stamen is present. It is half, so that you need not draw all the 6 stamens there. It's a clawed petal and this is the calyx. This is how the LS looks like. And let me label all the parts. This is a sepal, it's a petal, stamen, ovary, ovules, style, and stigma. Okay? Now, by referring to this diagram, you can describe all the different parts of the flower. Now, we have to begin with the calyx now. Calyx made up of 4 sepals which are polysepalous with valvate distribution. Corolla made up of 4 petals, polypetalous, cruciform in shape with valvate distribution. Cruciform because the petals are clawed in nature. If you take out one petal of this family member, each petal is provided with a claw. And this is called as a limb. The petals are clawed in nature. They are diagonally placed like the arms of a cross, and hence it is called as the cruciform shape. The stamens are 6 in number. All the 6 stamens are free, but the arrangement of the stamen is described as tetradynamous. 4 of the inner stamens are provided with long filament, 2 outer stamens with short filament, and that condition is called as tetradynamous. Then the gynoecium, the innermost part of the flower, the gynoecium. The gynoecium is actually it is bicarpellary syncarpous. This is in LS how the gynoecium looks like. And if you take transverse section of the ovary, you can make out the number of carpels and locules here. So this is TS of ovary, transverse section of the ovary. Okay, now this is actually bicarpellary, more bicarpellary, 2 carpels, bicarpellary, syncarpous, unilocular. Basically it is unilocular, but it becomes bilocular by the development of a false partition wall called as reproductive. Okay, there is a false partition wall which is going to develop at the later stage of its development, and that false partition wall is called as reproductive. And this is bicarpellary, syncarpous, unilocular ovary becomes bilocular by the formation of or by the development of a false partition wall called as rectum, and the ovary is superior because we have described the flower as hypogynous in nature. It belongs to Calamiflorae where the ovary is always superior. Hypogynous flowers are characterized by the presence of superior ovary, so that bicarpellary, syncarpous, unilocular unilocular superior ovary becomes bilocular by the development of a false partition wall called as reticulum, and ovules are many arranged on parietal presentation. Because this family belongs to order Parietalles, so that the presentation is called as parietal. Because you can see that in the diagram that this is the transverse section of the ovary, PS of ovary, and in the diagram you can clearly make out this is parietal because the ovules are arranged on the inner walls of the ovary. Inner walls of the ovary, so that at two corners you find the ovules attached, and this presentation is called as the parietal presentation, and hence the presentation is parietal. And these are the characteristic features for the gynoecium of family Brassicaceae members. Then the fruits. Characteristic fruits of the family. Siliqua or Silicula. Siliqua or Silicula. So characteristic fruit of the family. Siliqua type of fruit means it is a kind of dry dehiscent fruit which develops from bicarpellary syncarpous bilocular ovary, superior ovary, and in case of Siliqua or Silicula type of fruit, the dehiscence of the fruit begins from the base of the ovary. So this is the reticulum where the ovules are attached, appears like this, and the fruit wall here we can make out. The Siliqua type of fruit means this is the fruit wall. These are the two fruit walls. The fruit wall begins to dehisce, or the fruit starts to dehisce from the base of the ovary and gradually proceeds towards the top. The dehiscence begins at the bottom first and gradually proceeds towards the top, opening like just two flaps are going to open up, and the reticulum is holding all the seeds attached here because the presentation is parietal and the seeds are attached to the sides of the reticulum here, so that this is how the parietal presentation looks like in LS, and this kind of fruit is called as Siliqua. The similar kind of fruit is slightly different in case of Silicula, that is found in shepherd's purse, and this is a characteristic dry dehiscent fruit that is example for the family Brassicaceae members. General character of the Brassicaceae, so they are characterized by Siliqua or Silicula type of fruit. Okay, so these are the characteristic features of the family Brassicaceae. Now we can list out the important features of family Brassicaceae, where we can list out the number one character for the family is the presence of sulfur. The plants are annual herbs or herbaceous in nature, having characteristic pungent odor due to the presence of sulfur as volatile oil. That is the important character of the family. The next is the condensed nature of the stem. Root and stem may be modified for the purpose of storage, that can be added as a distinctive feature of the family. Apart from that, the leaves are actually radical, and the radical simple petiolate exticulate leaves are arranged on the condensed stem with variously lobed margin. Inflorescence is racemose in nature. Racemose is a characteristic inflorescence. Flowers, you can put the flower as an important character, where the ebracteate, pedicellate, bisexual, tetramerous hypovenous flowers are the characteristic features of the family. Apart from that, the four free clawed petals which are placed like the arms of a cross, and hence you can directly write a word there. Cruciform shape of the corolla is a distinguishing feature of the family. Then the number of stamens are 6, but their arrangement is called as tetradynamous. All the 6 stamens are free. The next character, important character of the family is bicarpellary syncarpous superior ovary, where there is a false partition wall called as reticulum, and the presentation is parietal. The characteristic fruit of the family is called as Siliqua or Silicula. Okay, this is about the characteristic features of the family Brassicaceae. Now let us list out the examples for the family Brassicaceae. Examples. Okay. First one. Juncea, Brassica nigra, Brassica alba. So here, see the name begins with Brassica. Brassica oleracea, variety capitata, Brassica oleracea, variety Gemmifera, Brassica oleracea, variety Calorata, Brassica oleracea, variety Botanical. Capsula bursa pastoris, bursa pastoris. Okay, these are some examples of the family Brassicaceae. Raphanus sativus is radish. Radish botanical name is Raphanus sativus. It is cultivated annual plant used as vegetable. Brassica campestris, Brassica juncea, Brassica nigra, Brassica alba. These are all the different species of mustard. White mustard, black mustard, rapeseed, they belong to the Brassica genus. Brassica Raphanus sativa is a radish. Brassica rapa, I forgot to write one more example, I will write it here. Brassica rapa. Okay, this is turnip. Turnip, it's beetroot like, it's used as vegetable. So Raphanus sativus is radish, Brassica campestris, Brassica juncea, Brassica nigra, Brassica alba is white mustard. These are the different species of mustard. Along with this, the Brassica rapa is turnip that is used as vegetable. It is beetroot like. Then the Brassica oleracea variety capitata is cabbage. Cabbage is called as Brassica oleracea variety capitata. Brassica oleracea variety gemmifera is called as Brussels sprout. Brussels sprout is the vegetable again. It's called as button gobi. Small button-like gobis are produced on the long axis. It's not available in our common market. It's available in Delhi and northern India part. Brassica oleracea variety gemmifera, that is Brussels sprout. Otherwise, you can write it as button gobi. Brassica oleracea variety calorapa is knoll cole. Concentrate on the spelling, write down the proper spelling. Knoll cole is called as Brassica oleracea variety calorapa, and Brassica oleracea variety what taste is cauliflower. Cauliflower plant name is Brassica oleracea variety botrytis. Capsula bursa pastoris is called as shepherd's purse. It's called as shepherd's purse. It's a white plant commonly available in Ooty Botanical Garden and Kerala belt. We find this as a white plant which produces nice shepherd's purse like fruit. The shape of the purse of shepherds, and the fruit resembles that shepherd's purse, so that it is called as shepherd's purse plant, Capsula bursa pastoris. These are some examples which belong to family Brassicaceae. So that once again the important characters of Brassicaceae, the members of this family are characterized by sulfurous odor because of the presence of sulfur as a volatile oil. The leaves and roots are modified for the purpose of storage in some plants, and in some plants the inflorescence is also edible like that of cauliflower. The leaves are simple, petiolate, exstipulate with variously lobed margin. Characteristic inflorescence is racemose. Corolla is cruciform, made up of 4 free clawed petals. The tetradynamous condition are the stamens and bicarpellary syncarpous ovary with the partition wall called as reticulum, and the placentation is parietal, and the characteristic fruit of the family is called as the siliqua or silicula. So that carefully go through the terminologies. If there is any spelling mistake, please correct it, because some minor mistakes may be there in this. You can get it corrected. And the names of the plants also, repeatedly you read, pronounce the genus and species name very properly, very accurately, so that you can remember the name. Write common name in the bracket so that you can remember the radish is called as Reproductive, or the mustard belongs to all these species here, Brassica, Naik, Anpa, Dulcea, Capestis and so on. The turnip is called as Brassica rapa, and Oleracea variety Nemifera Brussels sprout, Nolpole is called as Calorapa, and the botanist is the cauliflower, and so on. Read the names repeatedly so that it is not very difficult to remember the names of all these plants, genus and species name of these plants. So you have to put in lot of effort in keeping in mind or to remember all these names, botanical names of the plant, because in examination they will give the local name, they will give mustard. So and ask you to write the botanical name of the plant, the family to which the plant belongs to, and to mention the important features of the family or salient features of the family. So you are not going to describe the entire family as I taught you right now, habit, root, stem, leaf and so on. You are going to highlight only the distinguishing features of the family by putting numbers. Number 1 character, 2 character, and it is not compulsory that you have to write one or the other character in habit, then root must be there, leaf must be there, inflorescence and so on. You can highlight very important characters of the family. If the points are only 5, then also it will work out, because the question may carry 5 marks or it may carry 10 marks, and if it is for 10 marks, you have to write more important characters. And remember, one important feature of this plant taxonomy is no diagrams are needed for your answer. You need not draw it. I am drawing the diagram to convince you which is the flower and what is the arrangement of the floral parts in the flower. You need not draw any diagram. This is one special branch. There is no diagram. It should be drawn in your answer or in your answer book. And one question may come, that is to draw the floral diagram and floral formula. It may appear in the examination. By giving complete explanation for the flower, they may ask you to put the floral diagram and write the floral formula. That is the only diagram question in the taxonomy. So that it is very easy to write answers in taxonomy. You will put numbers and write the important features of the family members. That's it. But you have to remember the botanical names of all these plants. Okay? So this completes the family Brassicaceae. Go through all the contents, write down the features. I have not written the distinguishing features here, but I have twice I have repeated the important features of the family. Write down all the